Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Kyle Can't Game. Welcome back to Jurassic Awakening. As you can see, we got a big old croc behind us. We have got a nice little thing to talk about. Between episodes, I beat Arachnus for the second time. It was an absolutely wild fight. Don't worry, you didn't miss it. I'm going to try to fight Arachnus with like 4 or 5 different armies, and then I'll release all those as one episode, just showing off how it scales the boss fight to what you have. But we got this cocooned creature. If you saw the first boss fight, you remember I told you can get super strong cocoon of creatures. So this is an ancient Sarco, level 364. It's a female, which is amazing, so we can get mating and we can make an army of these things that are so strong. It's gonna end up with, it's still imprinting, it's still growing, that's why it's so bloody, but I'm gonna end up with 70k health, 1600 melee, 2100 weight, 9000 on the stamina. It's gonna be freaking amazing. And then I also earned the 12 gauge rubber slug, a rare variety. So this is a blueprint to make the craft, but it costs 30% more than a normal one, but it makes twice as many. So you get 4 slugs out of each craft, which is huge. And then hunger brew. Terrible tasting brew will make you very hungry. Humans and dinos, 100% increased hunger, lasts for 30 minutes. Perhaps you can find some creative uses for this. Can be fed to an unconscious dino. So obviously you're going to be able to use this to make your dino, to make your tame go a lot faster. But like, think of the other potential uses, like some Daedon healing buff or something like that, right? Or say you're going out on a meat run. You want to make sure your dinos are hungry. That way, as they're eating to replenish their own food, they're gaining all that health benefit from eating that food, right? Like that can be a really significant way to use this tool. That's really, really cool. And then lastly, it's kind of serendipitous because these take 21 hours and 45 minutes to gestate the cocoon stew. Oh no, how did I get stuck? Buddy, how did I get stuck? There we go. Hey, buddy, you gotta let me go. Come on, this is not a way to start a friendship. Dude, are you really gonna make me relog? Hey, there we go. What do you know? We're free. But anyway, it was kind of serendipitous because the cocoons take 21 hours, 45 minutes to incubate, which is cool because the devs kind of made some assumptions on your behalf, right? And what they decided was most people are going to fight Arachnus at the end of their play session, right? And then they're going to not, like, people aren't fighting the boss the second they log on, right? It takes a little bit of time and effort and all that kind of stuff to prepare. So they wanted to make it so that you could hatch your cocoon, like basically the very next day when you log on. Like say the average person games for 2 or 3 hours an evening, right? You get on, you do the boss fight at the end of the night, you get home, you throw out your cocoon, and then the next day when you log on, it's hatching or it's very close to be hatching. Like, I don't know, I just think it's really cool how they thought about that. But serendipitous because we didn't know. We got, is it in here? Is it in here? Is it in here? It's not. We also got this. Look at this monster. 706 Ancient Sarco Battle Mount Saddle Tier 2. 100% food consumption, 25 damage, 20 HP per second passive healing, plus 30 armor. 706 is insane armor. And it's adding to the damage as well. Like these tier 2 battle mount saddles, these tier 2 saddles in general across the board are really freaking crazy. But what's funny is, you know, we had that battle mount saddle. Oh, by the way, I upgraded this to an advanced smithy as well. So it just holds way more resources and kind of important for what we're going to be doing later today. But so I had gotten that saddle and been holding on to it for 22 hours basically. And then lo and behold, when we had the cocoon pop, it popped out an ancient Sarco. So that was awesome. I had also, you guys know I've been working on a trap for an Amargasaurus. I want it to be multi-use, not just a Margosaurus, so I'll show you guys it in a minute, but we have already gone out and tamed another Thyla in that trap. And then part of what we're going to be doing today is we had been talking a lot about Quetzals and like transportation, because a lot of the guys living up in the Arctic, especially on the PvP server, don't want to have to haul dinos all the way down to the redwoods and then walk around the redwoods trying to find the boss and yada yada, you know, just talking about easier transportation. So I had tamed up a couple Quetzals, and it helped me retrieve a bag that was in the air from dying to a Harpagornis. But yeah, so there's this guy. We also got this pretty crazy saddle. So the first one, it's just a nice spur saddle. The second one was nuts. Plus 750 carry weight, plus minus 50% weight of common materials, and it's a 249 saddle. So with this guy's weight is 2,800, which is not great, but it's pretty solid for just doing metal and obsidian runs, because I'm actually finding obsidian is what I'm running out of the most frequently, because everything takes a lot of paste. But anyway, let's pull out the Ravager, and I'll go show you guys the where we're at with the trap so far. All right, here we go. We're gonna have a perfect example, but here is what is that? Oh, it's mammoth. Okay, so here is our trap. Basically, it's 3 behemoth gates and 4 or 5 regular gates, and they're all gapped, right? Because if you're making a normal trap, you kind of don't want this gap, right? But if we're making this a Margosaurus trap, we want these gaps, because this can only fit a regular size Ravager through here. You can't fit a large one. You can't fit like anything larger than that. So that's pretty nice. But part of my thinking on this was I often see really cool dinos up on this shelf, like tons of large Ravagers. I've seen a Margosaurus. I've seen Gigas up here before, you know, so I want to be able to shoot them, hold them down here. And especially now that we have the Thylas, even if we open these up and pull stuff inside, we can use the Thyla to just run right up the side. But for a Margosaurus, so I mean, it's basically a normal drop trap for everything for the most part, right? But for normal Amargasaurus, or for large Amargasaurus, they need to be able to see out. If you know anything about the Captain Fat Dog trap, they need to be able to see what they're aggroed to, right? So they stay aggroed to it, so they keep trying to attack it. So that's where this is going to come in. I'm going to build this little scaffolding. So for right now, I used it for the Thyla, but it's just like a little stopgap. I can open this, shoot, back up, stay safe, you know, and then also stay safe in here while stuff is taming, right? I can close both doors and be relatively private. But so the Amargasaurus, we're going to have to build some scaffolding that goes up and above to where it can see the Daeodon to be aggroed to the Daeodon, but it can't hit the Daeodon, even with its spike attacks, right? So that's the plan there. But I want to get this large rhino in here, because I want a large rhino saddle, because I already got one female, so we're already able to breed these things. Is actually the first thing I tamed in this trap. Shoot, I forgot to tell you guys. Yeah, I did. There you go, buddy. There you go. Close that door. We'll come right out our gap. Oh, I love that. I love it. And then I'm going to pod this guy up. No, I'm not. Let's just see what kind of damage we can do. Oh, shoot. We'll be fine. Yeah, I got the large rhino, so now I really need a saddle. You know, like, that's like not even a question. I have to have a saddle, because now I actually have my first red large rhino in the embryo incubator right now. It's probably ready to go. Actually, we can hatch it today if we want to. But so that's the gist of the trap. I still got to finish building the scaffolding. I'm doing it all in metal, so it's going to be very expensive, as is the next thing we're going to talk about. But I'll see you there. Yeah, part of the reason for wanting to finish that trap immediately, because I do want to get an Amargasaurus, but I haven't seen any lately. But I have seen Sabertooth Arctic Sabertooth Kings and some other stuff up there that we do want to tame. I killed another Titan yesterday, and as you can see here Bum. Yeah, as you can see here, it cost us dearly. Like 10 polar bears, 3 gigas. We had worked it down so much, eventually a normal mountain Rex is the one that ended up getting the kill. It was wild. Got like 20 levels on this stupid thing. So funny. So funny, but let's get into what we actually want to talk about today. So this just got released in the update just a couple of hours ago, and I'm going to show it and then we'll talk about it a little bit. But it is the Zeppelins from Bob's Tall Tale. Jurassic Awakening has made their own versions. Yeah, 2 options for Zeppelins here in Jurassic Awakening. They are still Bob's Tall Tale items, but look at these 2. So this is the Navigator. This is the one that's supposed to be quick transport and high efficiency flight. So 130% movement speed, up the weight, up the health, up the fuel efficiency, lessened the damage received. So I guess the way platform structures worked before was the creature or the Zeppelin, because the Zeppelin and rafts and all those things are creatures. If you have a bunch of stations on them, 5% of the damage that a station takes goes directly to the creature itself, right? So in Jurassic Awakening, that made the regular Zeppelins extremely fragile. But these have way more health, and they lessened the amount of damage they receive if the structure takes damage. So these have increased resistances, and they are vulnerable to fire damage. So we're not going to be able to go take them and fight some wyverns with them, which is honestly the reason I wanted to get the Quetzal, was because I was hoping to make a battle Quetzal with the new turrets. But you know, I'm not sure that's going to be the way to go. I'm not sure this is going to be the way to go for that either. But we'll have to see and play with it a little bit. But these things are very expensive. 10 black pearls, 4,000 fiber, 2,600 metal, 12,000 wood, 230 electronics, 15,000 hide, 800 polymer. Now the only thing that's really going to be hard for us to get here is polymer. We should, and we'll have to do a couple metal runs, but everything else we should probably pretty much have. So I think this is the one I want to craft, because the other one, 70% speed, 18,000 weight, 120,000 HP, way less fuel efficient, takes less damage from structures. But look at this. 10 black pearls, 6,000 fiber, 4,800 metal, 21,000 wood, 310 on the electronics, 24,000 hide, and 1,100 polymer. That is very expensive. That is not the one we're going to be able to go for. And then this is a little armor plating for the Zeppelin that the only resource that stuck out to me was 400 hunter hide. It's definitely a late game item, but it adds 100 armor saddle basically to either one of these. So this is the one we're going to make. So I'm going to start collecting this stuff, and we'll just take a look and see what all we actually do need to grind out for. And then probably should be pretty obvious, but I did not get a saddle from that rhino. So I'm going to take all this hide, and that's 20k hide. So we are good to go on hide. Okay, cool. So I was able to grind up a bunch of extra riot gear we had, and so all we need now is electronics, which I think I already have them all crafting, right? Oh, I took all the metal over here. Let me pull some metal out to get the electronics crafting. Cool. Electronics are crafting, and then we're only going to be shy metal and wood. Cool. So let me do a little metal run. I know I have a bunch of metal at the old base, and we'll just go collect a bunch more, and then we'll grab some wood, which on the behemoth megatherium is going to take very little work. And I'll see you guys in a minute. We'll play around with a little Zeppelin. I also need to do a cementing paste run, so I might go out on the Desmodus and just try to do that too, because we are dead on cementing paste. We're dead on We're dead on so much stuff, man. I have been using resources like crazy trying to craft that trap. You know, if you've ever wondered to yourself, just, hey, self, I wonder what is the slowest creature in all of Ark? The answer is an encumbered Quetzal. Harpagornis between me. Oh, Harpagornis right on the red drop? Yeah, not going for the red drop. Once I get turrets on these guys, different story. Alright, so now we are just waiting on metal to smelt and need to collect a decent amount of wood. So I will see y'all in a bit. Alright, so we got this thing built. I'm just doing a little lap and I think this will stay hovering after. Oh, that's awesome. Cool. So I'm just doing a lap all the way around the mosh pit to see. I just want to get like an idea for fuel consumption. Oh, and it has a sprint mode too. Cool. I had never checked these out in vanilla. So the fact that Jurassic Awakening made some improved versions sounds like a good enough reason for me to check it out. But I don't want to go too much on a voyage on these guys because we have no protection yet, right? So it's almost nighttime. It's like 18:30 right now. So what I want to do is we'll just check this for fuel consumption, and then overnight I'm going to grind out a little bit so that we can make some of the new Jurassic Awakening turrets. We'll get some Plant X set up on here. It'll be just a real good time. But yeah, this thing looks cool. It feels really nice and smooth. Yeah, I mean, I'm just happy. I really like how the animations, like the fan, when you turn, the fan on that side stops, which is like how a fan-powered ship like this would logically turn, right? Like, it's just small little stuff like that. Always sticks out to me, so I appreciate that quite a bit. But yeah, so I will see you in the morning when we have some, or actually it might be a couple days, because I want to let the Plant X grow completely, because I want to be able to fly and not have my bullets shooting all the time. And if we have the Plant X going to slow down, say, a Harpagornis that's chasing us, and then that'll give us time to stop the Zeppelin, get out, turn on the generator, turn on the turrets, you know, that kind of thing. But as far as fuel consumption, if that whole trip didn't even use one, and it says 130 made 26,000 fuel. So each gasoline is worth 200 fuel, right? So we almost used just shy of one gasoline right there. So it is expensive on gasoline, but or unless I'm doing that math wrong. But yeah, I'll see y'all in a little bit with some turrets. Or I guess we should talk about our options for turrets, because I don't think I've shown these off yet, because they are quite expensive. But these are all the new turrets. So we start off with the 9mm auto turret. I might make some of these. It does 145 times 2.5. So this is like 360 damage a second, right? This is the more expensive one. This is where you start using up lead, and it does basically 800 damage per second. That's pretty nice. This one does 4,000 damage per second, but it takes the 51, the tungsten bullets, right? And then, so they have two options here. One is precision, but it's way expensive to make. It even takes a 12x scope. This one is just the regular rapid fire turret. So yeah, I think we will probably decide between one of these two. If we were actually going to take it up into the Arctic, try to kill wyverns, maybe someday once we have more resources, we can do it with these two. But for now, definitely just one of these two. Right, it's morning time now. We got a couple turrets made up where, oh, they're on me already. And then, let's see, if you make the advanced smithy, for the time being, they have these convert vanilla bullets to JA bullets thing, which is really nice. I didn't read the description. It costs lead to make each one, so I went ahead and converted all of them that I could. I just hit the button to convert all and didn't realize that it costs lead, so we are now very poor when it comes to lead, but that is a-okay, because we're going to get this guy made up. There's a Harpagornis like right up over here I want to kind of test it on before we actually really fully go up and onto trying to get on the mountaintop. But I did, oh, you know what, I need some ladders for that, hang on. Alright, so I did make a little platform here, and I also go there. I can get right by that drive still, right? And then I made this guy. So just wanted to enclose the gen box because obviously anything could shred that pretty quickly, right? How do why can't I climb you? Hey bud, why can't I climb the ladder? Climb ladder, there we go. So let's get these 2 turrets down. Requires placement on floor. Oh no. Oh no. Can we do them right here? I'm gonna have to make some foundations to put those on. That's really weird. I wonder if that's a bug. I'll let the devs know. I would imagine placing it on a ceiling wouldn't be something they would care about restricting, right? Ugh, I do want to put it on metal if I can, but I don't think I can make 1 metal. I have 50 more metal somewhere. 14. Any more metal in here? No. Any metal in here? No. This will grind these leggings and some of this stuff. 14 more. Alright, so let's get this down and see. Does this count as a floor now? It does not. Okay, so that's definitely bugged somehow. Because we should be able to just put it straight on here, right? Yeah, it should, but it's not counting the structure as floor. We can't go up here and do it. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to wait until this gets figured out or fixed to do that. But I mean, look at us. We're on a flying giant Zeppelin. Soon we're going to have this thing loaded up with turrets if the devs allow it. I think they want to allow it, but yeah. So we're going to call it there for today. I hope you really enjoyed today's episode. I had a blast making it, and I think it's going to be a really good time playing with these Zeppelins. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. We will see you in the next one.